All right, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Let's not concern ourselves too much with dramatics here. Just making myself a bit warmer, legends. G'day, legends. TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL live stream reaction here. Today we're going to be reacting to the Penrith Panthers versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs at CommBank Stadium here tonight, legends, in what should be a brilliant matchup between these two legendary teams tonight. Feel free to drop your questions down below in the comments. Well, not down below technically, right on my side, but like down below compared to I guess where I'm sitting, right? Technically down below, side below, we're gonna say. Just being a bit funny, guys. Sorry, probably a coping mechanism for public speaking, eh? Something I, believe it or not, before doing the channel was not very I was okay at, but I wasn't exactly the most insane person on the planet at it. I was just a normal guy with it. Yeah, I say that as I literally was talking to about 14,000 people the other day at CommBank Stadium. You can see that in the vlog and stuff. But yeah, gotten better over time, haven't we? Of course, as Rugby Fella says here, hi Rugby Fella, by the way, great loyal fan, Melbourne Storm supporter though, so meh. He says here, Jai July starts tonight, let's go. Can't wait for it, man. Jai July, strike your celebration, legends, in the comments as they score here. Your boy TJC will try to do the same here. Of course, my celebration doesn't go to anything, but hey, the players, on the other hand, it does. I expect to see every single player celebrating tonight, legends. And if they don't, you are getting reprimanded by your boy. You get a reprimand by your boy. You better be dancing. I want to be seeing you rivaling the Michael Jackson in the sky with your moves tonight. Couldn't imagine being anyone else but here right now. Hope Bunnies smash them. Honestly, as a Para fan, I think we all know where my loyalty lies to who I'd prefer to win this one here. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I will just take whatever the result is in this one here. It's not like it's exactly going to ruin it for me. Let's be honest here, right? Rabbitohs by 4. First try scorer, Jackie Boy White. And Jackie Boy, we love Jackie Boy here on the channel, legends. He's going to score the first try tonight, according to Liam Pritchard. And legends, the last time Liam dropped a couple of first try scorers, he got both correct in the same day. So who's to say he's not going to get the one right tonight? I'd say that if you're doing anything, you back your boy Liam now. Rugby Fella says W stream. Rabbits 1 to 12. We love watching the predictions, legends, by the way. Feel free to drop yours. We love to look at them at halftime and at full time. Let's just have a bit of a look at what the views and perspectives of the game were heading in. Also, by the way, I don't say it as often, but at halftime, feel free, legends, to drop whether your opinions have changed. Doesn't mean your tips change because you don't change tips, but maybe your thoughts have changed on how each team runs by halftime. I love little discussions by that. It always gets the rugby league community going. Shout out to everyone that viewed the stream yesterday, legends. It was great to be back when the Newcastle Knights girls took on and beat the Cronulla Sharks girls in an upset that I actually saw coming, but was a shock to a lot of people. Shane J. Hay says, legendary stream. Thank you very much, Shane J. Hay. Should be here soon. I think I'm here, legend. TJC, is this you on the screen? Blink twice if you're in danger. Okay, good. He only blinked once. Okay, we're fine. What jersey is that, TJC? It is the Mari All-Stars jersey, legend. I haven't managed to get a newer one, but this was the jersey the year that I moved to Sydney. So, yeah, look at it here. Nice and beautiful. Proud of my heritage, proud of where I'm from, you know. People mock it, but, like, they shouldn't. I'm very proud of my heritage and my culture of both sides of my family, but especially this side. The Para jerseys are in the wash right now, so yeah, you got me in my Mari All-Stars jersey, which I'm just as prideful to wear as if I had a Queensland shirt on or the Parramatta shirts. Who's winning tonight, legend, says Shane J. Hay. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Penrith Panthers for a couple reasons. But let's actually get into who won, how their results went the last few weeks, all right? For the South Sydney Rabbitohs, legends, who, of course, sit below the Panthers on the table. In their last couple games, the South Sydney Rabbitohs have beaten the Parramatta Eels 32-12 in a game where, let's be honest, they were quite... For me, the Bunnies, they had a brilliant game versus the Broncos the week before, winning 48-6, but I think they're so you don't know which Bunnies you're going to get. That's the problem with the South Sydney Rabbitohs right now. You could be getting the masterclass on their day, a premiership team Bunnies, or you get the Bunnies that played the Eels, which was, look, I'm not saying that Para played good. Like, nobody can say that about the Para Rabbitohs game. Even if it was a better night for me than most, you can't pretend that was a good performance. Ultimately, both teams, I think, played quite average and ordinary, but one just got up for it a little bit more in the South Sydney Rabbitohs there. I'd be watching out for this one, especially I'd be concerned if I was the Bunnies about the fact that Brian To'o is coming off being dropped from Origin. If he doesn't score tonight, I will be absolutely astonished. I might have to go into hiding about how shocked I'll be. I think I've got to stop calling myself a rugby league fan, because as if I'd be unable to know whether he'll score or not, considering he literally just got dropped from Origin. Is he not going to react to it, legends? Is he not going to react to it? Speaking of the Panthers, though, shocking loss to the Cowboys, 26-12, that I did not see coming at all. I personally think that was an upset. Some people I saw online saying it wasn't. For me, that was a big upset, but credit where it's due to the Cowboys. They clearly deserved the victory there that night. The Penrith Panthers, on the other hand, they look to bounce back this week here at what is called their home stadium, but will never truly be their home. I think someone needs to get out the trash bag and escort them out when the South Sydney Rabbitohs surprise even me and win this one. Jason Reader in the chat says Panthers 1-12. Evening legends, says Jason Reader. Good to see you there. Tyler says the Maori jersey. Yes, it is, Liam. Love it. Penrith Panthers legends are winning 1-12 according to Jason Reader on the screen here. Shout to Jason, long-term Roosters fan on the channel. George Alarm says, hello, TJC. Hello, George. Good to have you here. First try scorer, Brian To'o. We got a first try scorer, Brian To'o from Rugby Fella. Oh, now I'm conflicted. Liam said Jack Whiten, and our boy has said Brian To'o. I don't know which one's going to score first. I think you're going to have to flip a coin, legends, about which one you're going to back here. In terms of lineups for this game, legends, another player unlucky to not be playing for the Blues, Dylan Edwards, captains the side at fullback, with Thomas Jenkins and To'o on the wings. Jack Cole in a very late change, and I must say very late change. I'm pretty sure for a long time they had named Paul Alamotti there, but maybe I'm going crazy. Lines up at centre, Jack Cole with Brian To'o. In the halves, we have not Jack Cole, but instead Blaze Talangi and Jack Cogger. That's right, Jack Cogger, the Cogger slogger. We love Cogger on the channel. Top light-weighted player. Moses Leota, he's been making headlines this week. Lines up at prop with Liam Henry. Freddie Lussick at hooker. Apologies if you get the very occasional cough during this stream, legends. By the way, TJC is recovering from something. Scott Sorensen and Billy Phillips in the second row, and Lindsay Smith at lock. Isaac Tungo, Billy Scott, Kalani Langong, and Luan Papitia on the bench here. And as for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Jai Gray at fullback, with Dane Jennings getting his first NRL game with Edward Cossey on the wings. Jack Whiten returns to the side after months on the sideline with Latrell Seawalt. Cody Walker and Ashton Ward in the halves. It's Totola and Kolomatangi prop with Brandon Smith at hooker. The Cheese, what a game he had last week. David Peter and Talis Duncan in the second row. And Lachlan Hubner at lock here. I'll round up the bench in a second, legends, but the first half is officially underway between the Panthers and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Here we go, underway. Kolomatangi smashing into the line now for the first tackle. He gets a pick up in this one. Good for you, George. Cody Walker was brilliant last week. He was. Hopefully, he can back it up versus Panthers so that I feel less embarrassed about how well Cody Walker played, legend. The bench for the Rabbitohs is Jamie Humphries, who's off to the Bears next year, wink, wink. Ewan Aitken, Liam LeBlanc, John Riddell, Matthew Duffy, and Jaden Sullivan. And now we play on with the actual game here, legends. G'day, Liam Roosters Girls 113+. Can't wait, Jason. Rabbitohs. Playing out through the middle here. 5th tackle here. The South Sydney Rabbitohs to clear the ball. And Milky Jenkins with it here. The Milky Way, as they call him. Though personally, to me, hot take, I know, the Milky Way chocolate is much better than Milky Jenkins for me. Haven't I made space for you? Oh no! Oh no! I can't get copyrighted. What have you done? Apologies, Legends, technical difficulties. And now the Rabbitohs get the ball back here. Apparently the Penrith play's done. Waltz. Latrell Waltz. Through the line to the ground. Sorry, Legends, for the distraction here. I know I can see some of you there. It's all good. Don't worry, teachers. The Panthers will go back to Hello World Stadium. Yeah, right after this game, right after this season, hopefully. South Sydney now to the right here with a big clearance in the air here. Penrith Panthers, Milky Way around here. Dylan Edwards ends up with it now. Edwards through the line here. There was plenty of debate heading into the Origin series, which, by the way, wraps up in 5 days' time, I'm pretty sure, on whether Dylan Edwards should have been the fullback for the side. James Tedesco, the one Laurie Daly opting for. To be fair, I don't think Tedesco is getting picked beyond this series, but unfortunate for him. Dylan Edwards, offload to him, spreading through the line. Oh, speak of the devil! He's just run 40 meters, he scores! Dylan Edwards! It's like he heard us! It's like he heard us through the screen! What a player! What a moment! 4-0 at CommBank Stadium! And that's one way to get things rolling in your opener at CommBank Stadium versus the Rabbitohs. Incredible stuff here. Round 18, couldn't have kicked out with a bigger bang than that. Dylan Edwards off of a pass from Alamotti. He is in the team. What the heck? He's not in the lineup, though, that's named. I think there's a bit of awkwardness in the Rugby League app right now, clearly, by the logic of that. I got 3 players. Thank God this is the last Origin affected. Thank God it is, right, Legend? If you've only got 3 players playing, didn't account for that very much, did you? But the Penrith Panthers captain tonight, Dylan Edwards, getting the moment here, and it didn't even really need to be created by the halves here. And that's not a good sign for the Rabbitohs. Almost shows a bit of the flimsy side to their game that they showed versus the Eels, that the Eels ultimately couldn't apply themselves to, unfortunately. And Dylan Edwards after that one here. Paul Alamotti, surprisingly the kicker. He's not a bad kicker. I'm just surprised they don't have better kickers in their team. Paul Alamotti from in front here. The depleted Panthers get that one in there. Look, technically the Rabbitohs are depleted. They've only just gotten Wyden back and Latrell's out. But ultimately, the Panthers have also had half their team ripped from Origin. So I'd argue Penrith are the depleted team. Like when it comes to their regular picks. The 5th celebration, the bow by Edwards. Yeah, because no player, I'm telling you right now, no player that has a heart is not going to celebrate when they score this round. In my opinion, I am convinced that 9 out of 10 players will end up. There won't be exactly 10 players that do it, but I'm convinced 9 out of 10 in terms of a percentage at least will be doing it. And the Penrith Panthers now over to the 20 here. It was a great kick there to make it 6-0 before here. And what a start it is for the home side. I'm always going to put quotation marks on that because they are playing in Parramatta. The Penrith Panthers. Over to Edwards through the middle here. Oh, they ripped through the line again here. Panthers, it's the stopper nightmares for the Rabbitohs. Henry to the 20 now. Panthers away. Kenny, it's fifth tackle. Kenny, it's fifth. Over to the right. Chips it in the air here for his wing. Flips it back. Passes played out by Buddies. And that might be a full set for the Panthers coming up. Unless the referee has spotted something I didn't. Hey, Mels, welcome to the stream, legend. That's all good. That's all good. You don't have to apologize for missing a stream last night. It was it's fine, honestly, Mel. It's good to have you here now. I hope your dad's all right. Come on, the bunnies. Come on, the bunnies, Mels. Come on. Well, unfortunately, it's not the greatest start from them so far here. They've shown a lot of signs that Panthers could run away in this game every time Panthers have had the ball. But maybe that'll change with time. But it's good to have our favourite WA supporter in the chat for it. Prayers for your father. And we got a penalty for the Rabbitohs coming up here. And this might be their first opportunity of the night here. I know we're not even 10 minutes in, but honestly, the way the Panthers' first two sets went off here, I almost began to get a bad feeling about this game. The Rabbitohs, though, they're the kind of team with the history where they're not afraid to flip the script. When the NRL decided that they no longer were part of their script, they kept on fighting and returned themselves to the comp in 2002, legends. The Rabbitohs are a team that love to defy what the NRL expects. Rabbitohs, over to the right here. It's Aitken through here. And Aitken flies through. Busy, stressed out of my mind, but doing my best. And happier now that you're here, Mels. That's how I am. And now the Rabbitohs to the left here. And oh, no. Oh, Seawaltz, guys, buddies, when they said hop forward, they didn't mean hop the ball forward. And that even the play of the ball was a bit awkward from Brandon Smith here. And Seawaltz just hitting it forward to Kossi. Just making that forward pass on the outside here. Unfortunate stuff here. And it ends up costing the South Sydney Rabbitohs one of their real chances here in this opener, legends. As we open up the game here with 20 votes on the poll, 60% of you have gone with the Penrith Panthers to win this one. You know, the NRL says sponsors for theirs, where they say the TJC Sports Meter says 60% for the Panthers. The Rabbitohs up the Buddies 35% and draw 5% here. Honestly, I think it would be hilarious if there was a draw in this game here, but a draw is always funny to me. I think we've done a draw before on the stream, but only like one if we've done one. Now to the left here, the Penrith Panthers. Anybody remember before Origin kicked off and there were rumours of Jenkins playing Origin? Didn't eventuate, of course. To be fair, though, I feel like Jenkins, he's a good winger, but I almost feel like it's just a good season at the moment. I can't wait till next year when he proves me wrong and triples it. And Cogger here. Oh, Jack Cogger. Just having to remind himself that he's not the New South Wales Blues halfback. And an unfortunate pass from Moses Leota, actually. An unfortunate pass to him. And there's not much he can do about it there, Cogger. Of course, Jack Cogger was instrumental in what was considered one of the great grand final performances when Nathan Cleary came back to help the Panthers versus the Brisbane Broncos back in, I think it was 23? The Nathan Cleary performance? It was 23, right? 24. Versus the Broncos.
Versus the Broncos, 24.
24, yeah. Okay, it was 24.
I think.
No, 24 was Storm. It was I was right. You tried to lie to me. You tried to lie to me on camera. Okay, 24 legends. I remember that back in 24. I've got to go back on my rant now. 23. No, it was 23. Yeah, it was 23. Back on my, see, you've confused me. Back on my rant, legends, as I was saying, in 23, when, of course, Cleary did that. Jack Cogger, instrumental. They took off Luai. Cogger came on. Cleary switched on to another level. what a player he is, especially as a utility at a backup half. Doesn't mean he can't do it through the doesn't mean he can't do it in a starting side. But ultimately, for me, one of Cogger's best things is the kind of role he plays at a Panthers. Rabbitohs on fifth tackle. They're on the 10-metre line here. Whiten over to the wing here. And we have a try, legends. We have a try. We got one. The Bunnies have bounced back in this one tonight. Dane Jennings has scored his first NRL try. And it's 6-4 between the Rabbitohs and the Penrith Panthers here. And how ugly it could have been just a couple minutes ago. The Rabbitohs switched back on. Cody Walker has switched on. What a legend. What a player. And oh no, the referee's saying it's going up as no try. Foul play from Cody Walker early is the call. Oh my God! There is no way! Oh my God! That's ridiculous! What? I think everyone is a little bit stressed now, lol. Imagine something in the air, maybe. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, Mel's, potentially something in the air, but oh my God, how? How is that not a try? On what planet does that impact the play? That is a joke. If that was the Panthers, that's never a no try if that's the Panthers. If that's the Panthers, you give it a penalty try. Because they dared to come near Cleary's boots. That's what you're doing. And it's 6-0 between Panthers and Bunnies. That's absolutely insane to me. I'm not saying that Walker was nice on the walkthrough, but he didn't exactly kick him to the ground and start beating him. There was a little bit of a light tussle that was not even worthy of stopping play before, where the Rabbitohs were overlapping anyways. That's a get-out-of-jail free card for the sake of a get-out-of-jail free card. It's fine, rugby fellas. Say what you like, legend. Get passionate. That's what I like about our community, is we don't shame for being passionate while also keeping respectful to other people's opinions. It's a knock-on from the Bunnies, and the rugby league world can be so cruel here as Thomas Jenkins launches the bow celebration, and the Panthers have another try on the board here. They'll have to review it. But honestly, it would just be cruel if this try stood. The ref says no try, though. Referee feels as though a Panther got a hand to this. It's back off Sorensen. I can't believe it's a bin too. That's my insane thing. That's not a sin bin. Or that's not how. It's such a soft bin. Are we gonna put him in the bin? This player here, both contesting in the air, he does end up pulling Sorensen over. Are you gonna put him in the bin now? Because that's the kind of stuff that we're setting a precedent for with that kind of call. Respectfully to the and respectfully, that's not right. That's not all right. And Thomas Jenkins, they're going to say no try with that one. They're unfortunate for him, but hey, at least he launched the celebration. And I honestly feel so sorry for Dame, because for me, you work your way for that moment and a call like that is done. It's ridiculous. He keeps his head up though. Panthers over to the right here. Alamotti, Toto. I think Toto was waiting for it. I think they really do want Toto to score in this one, legends, the Panthers. Back around To'o, Edwards. Tyler Cody Walker's angry. He should be angry. He should be angry. If he's not angry, then he's not a real player. Like, you're not playing with your blood, sweat, and tears for the club if you're not angry there as a player. Flat pass here. And bro, okay, if that's a flat pass on my monkey's uncle, I want to see a replay. Liam Henry launches it into the sky here. And it's 10-0 to the Panthers now here. Claws out. Bow and arrows out. Jai round starting off a bit awkward here for Jai's final team. His true team. His heart of heart teams. Greatness from small beginnings, they say. Broncos went over to the Titans. Honestly, Titans is where he probably really broke out before he found his way into the Rabbitohs, where the Rabbitohs, I'm going to be honest, I think his real X-Factor days were at Titans, but that could also be an argument to be had for Titans not having a very good side at times. I would love to see just a back replay overview of it, because for me, it was questionable there whether that was line ball or not. I thought that was forward on my initial viewing. Like, I'm happy to say wrong. Okay, let's see. Am I wrong? No, that's forward. That's forward. That's forward. That's just forward. That's just a forward pass. That's just a forward pass. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How much time has gone by? Oh, what? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're not even halfway through the first half. What's he doing? Like, I'm sorry, but I feel... Look, I've had the privilege of being able to learn over time from being back and stuff. Refs are just humans. Like, I do not condone any personal hate launched at referees at all. Don't do it. Okay? But I do think that the right people should ask questions about some of the... Just like ask them if they understand some of the things and just have a talk about it, because... I don't care if the Panthers win. I'm actually really happy. I love the quality of the Panthers, even as a Para fan. But, like, I'm not going to sit here and when I see a blatantly wrong call, not mention it. That was actually dreadful. Liam Henry now here. So, and you know it's bad when I'm pointing it out, legends. I never point out that kind of stuff. You know it's bad. Sorensen here. Scott Sorensen on the ground now. Liam Henry. I'm trying to get over the fact that they actually allowed that. They allowed a forward pass try after it, of all things. And the Panthers, they keep on pushing. I love that they keep striking the celebrations too. The more arrows, the better. Honestly, let's be honest, rugby fella, everyone's reported to be a Penrith fan when they were little. I think there is a bit of beat up with that. Cogger here, kick in the air, over to the right. Plenty of Panthers on this one here. Looking for the pass back. It's all up for grabs here. Change over now for them. Paul Alamotti put in a good effort to collect the ball, but ultimately couldn't release it. They're a quality team, but like that is, I actually can't explain away the last two pending try calls. The last three, well, I can explain the knock-on one, but like I can't explain those two ones that actually, were clearly what I thought were clearly a try and no try. David Fafita. Oh, man, do I love me some David Fafita. What a player. Pretty much mirrors Jai Arrow in his career trajectory at the moment. Only, I'd argue he's a bit more attacking than Jai ever was. Jai was just much more solid and defensive. And now to the right here. And the little guy that could, Dylan Edwards, over to the right here. And rifling it to Brian To'o here. And he gets smacked on the ground there. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. Absolutely flopped on it there. On to second tackle now for them. Edwards to Melky Jenkins. Melky Jenkins pushes forward here again for them. Just takes the tackle down here. It's a dummy here from the Panthers. They get past the halfway line. Good play there. We've already had a bit of rotation here. Number 16 on for the Penrith Panthers. Billy Phillips. Now Billy Phillips flying forward here. Finds Edwards. Dylan Edwards to try and slide through here. I'm surprised they didn't try to go more right purposefully. But to be fair, it is a full set, Legends. No point risking it. Moses Leota now. Bears, PNG Chiefs, Parramatta and more linked to his services. Personally, if Spencer got Leota and if Parra got Spencer and Leota, well, firstly, I'd say we're taking the reject Panthers, but also I think it would be a great move. Through the middle now, down the bottom, Cogger chases. He couldn't get it. Phillips lost it. I didn't see that. Did Billy Phillips lose the ball? I didn't see that. Okay, so if you're right about that, rugby fella, that's another missed call. That's another missed call. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's actually getting scary. The Rabbitohs now. Short kickoff. Oh, and that's a terrible knock-on from Toto. Almost like the rugby league gods had their say on this. I'm sure there's a bit of relief there from you all, and that's a big result here. South Sydney Rabbitohs, they can breathe a sigh of relief. Honestly, with the calls that the Panthers are getting, let's be honest, they should be up by at least 16 right now. Just waiting on the sideline to come on. Humphreys. Been dabbling in a bit of hooker and the forward role, you know. He's always had a big body compared to his half perspective role. So, always felt he was... I never thought about it, but like I always probably should have thought of him being capable of a positional switch in that sort of tone here. The Rabbitohs now, Whiten, who returns from a long-term injury, moving down the right here. Handled well by the defense. Saw it. Edwards here. Edwards runs forward now. Dylan Edwards on the ground. Awesome save, says Jessica. Absolutely. Awesome save from them. Awesome save. The Rabbitohs holding out. They're doing their best. They're playing with heart here. It's early days, though. And here's Scott Sorensen. In his first run-on appearance of the season here. Anybody remember when he was like one of the first names on the sheet? Off the bench nowadays. Pretty sure he's bound to Bears next year. Stepping around here. Gets around Toto. Toto pushes. Tyler, why was Cody Walker sin mint? I wish I could tell you I don't know, but unfortunately it was for an imaginary little kick that apparently did something terrible. For me personally, I disagree with it. And I feel like the Bunnies and others have plenty of right to complain. Honestly, it's actually... Cody Walker, though, he's nearly ready to get back on here and help out the Bunnies, who, that man down, had been put at a severe disadvantage in this game tonight, Legends. I'm sure Ivan Cleary would have wanted them to take a bit more advantage of what they've had on their plate at the moment here. The Rabbitohs through now to the right here. Kolomatangi. Kolomatangi here. Shifts out early here. And now kicking it in the air here. Great. Over to the 20 now with Edwards here. And the Panthers just flop him on the ground now. Jackie Boy Whiten with the play here. Penrith Panthers, and we play on. Melky Jenkins to Lungy here. Blaze Lungy, one of my faves. And Lussick, he's taken it there. His head's absolutely pouring here. I'd say get a dab on that now. Somebody find the cloth and get him out of there. Now to the right. So Walker's back on the ground here. And Edwards breaks away again here. Gets a little bit exposed to the camera there. You ever heard of overexposure or a bit of double exposure? Right there for you. And on the 20, taken high in the air there. South Sydney Rabbitohs, and what a take there. Rabbitohs down the right side. Yeah, pretty much what Rugby Fellas said. When Dane scored, there was a trip. And look, I'm not saying there wasn't a trip of any sort. I wasn't saying a boot wasn't put out there. But ultimately, what they showed me, what I saw on the Channel 9 footage, I didn't think that it stops there being a try awarded, personally. But, that's just me. 25 meters. Walker, Koloamatangi here, a bit to make up for here. Probably the Jerry signing will happen after Origin. Yeah, well, because it's probably not smart to do it. Fourth tackle right now, Jessica. I have to pause for a second because I wanted to be up to date for you. Jai Gray, they're on the 10-meter line here of Panthers' end here. The South Sydney Rabbitohs, they've got to hope they can get the try here. Maybe they can get it to Dane. Now to the right here, Jackie Boy. And Jackie Boy with the mistake here. Jack Whiten, legends. Maybe showing a bit of rust from his mumps out here. He misses a tackle straight after. If he managed to keep that one on, that would have been one of the tackles of the round. And now Panthers down the left edge here, speeding around there. What a tackle indeed. And just moving around on the side, Scott Sorensen, and they're shifting down the left an awful lot at the moment here. Don't know why. 17 minutes on the first half clock at the moment here. Edwards moves his legs around here. Remember, legends, when we hit halftime, unlike most shows, TJC Sports does stick around with you guys. So feel free to continue your questions and talks about the game, legends. And even opinions may have changed. Jai Gray! Here we go. We go down the right here, stepping around. Jai Gray here. He needs support, but nobody's here. And that'll spark him surely. Ashton, Cody Walker, long ball, away Siegwalt, Latrell Siegwalt, Timu Trell as we call him, to the 20. And a play back into the defensive line here. They keep on pushing. Played by Duncan. Liam LeBlanc here to the right. And they couldn't break through here, the Rabbitohs. Two left, right in front of the try line here in the set. Rabbitohs, Ward now over to the middle. It's 6 again for the Rabbitohs. Just what they needed here, legends. Just what they needed. It is 12-0 at the moment here, but surely we could see the converted try in a second here for the Rabbitohs. Well, LeBlanc now, 10 meters away. Ward takes on the defensive line here. Can get it in on halfback. Humphreys, Walker, Siegwalt to the left. 6 again, legends. And we're getting in sin bin territory here if there's any more here from the Panthers. They were lucky to get away with a sin bin last week. Nathan Cleary with a couple straight fouls from himself. Rabbitohs, 3 consecutive plays. Gray, Jackie Boy really should have passed to the right, but of course he couldn't find the arm out for it here. Short round. David Fafita here comes at it here. On to 5th tackle now. If Rabbits have Lumi, they would have won, I reckon. Oh, absolutely. They would have scored 10 tries by now, legend. They can still win. Now to the left here. Rips him open, Seawall, and Edward Cossey in the corner. It's not the winger that the doctor would have ordered, but it is a prescription that gets you on your way to being ready for what he does want to prescribe you. It is 12-4 with the kick to come here. The Rabbitohs have hopped themselves back into the game here. Down the rabbit hole. No. We're going up the rabbit hole as the Panthers' claws, they just shake a little as they're climbing across that hole there. The hole of glory, South Sydney Rabbitohs. All over it here. And they've come back, and they've still got to get a converted try. And even the conversion here isn't guaranteed to put themselves properly back into it. But it is a start here. In any game, you've got to make a first play before you can get the final one to win the game, right? Any game. It doesn't matter what it is. Parachuting, you need to jump first, don't you? And then pull the cable. For skydiving, when you play chess, you've got to move the pawn before you can capture the king typically. I mean, That's just how it works. When you play trains, you got to be rolling the train with your hand. And when you play rugby league, you got to get that try on the board before you can get the 2-pointers. Yeah, former Wah Cossey, and always been a bit of a fan of Edward Cossey. Good old solid player here. And try, says Jessica. Try. And you ever heard of the Messi? I know, kind of Messi. That's how people Cossey. Edward Cossey. And the kick, they missed it. They've missed it. I think they've missed it, legends. What? Ruh-roh. Yeah, Edward Cossey, legends. Okay. Oh no. It's all good. Speaking of the football, the soccer legends, make sure, I do encourage anybody who supports Australia in sport to try and get up tomorrow for Egypt versus the Socceroos. The boys need our back. This is not a sponsorship. I repeat, this is not a sponsorship. That's just me saying my feelings. And Rabbits down to Aitken here. Aitken pushes forward. Why is Panthers fans booing Cossey? Because that's what they do. They boo. They know how to cheer and they know how to boo. Forgive them. They're pretty much as old as the Dolphins when it comes to how long they've supported Panthers. Now over by the 30, gets to the 40 now. 4 players on the one South Sydney Rabbitoh there. Honestly, if I was Charles Duncan, I'd feel like that's a bit of a compliment on me. Humphries, now Ward with a big kick onto the 10 now. Jenkins collects it again here. EB Words, Australia should dog Belgium and say New Zealand give their regards. Honestly, I hope the Socceroos just, I hope they just take it full force, legend. I hope they do everything. Like, I hope that we just whether Egypt's our last game tomorrow or not, I hope we play like Australia, all right? We fully represent what we are, and that's all I want. That's all I want from the nation, all right? Like, ultimately, as long as I can be proud of what they're representing, that's all I need. Well, Panthers fans are quiet since Cossey scored. Yeah, it happens. It happens when your team concedes. Mel says, Aussie, with a puking emoji. Oh, how lovely. I'll have you know, without Australia, to be fair, without New Zealand, without Kiwis either, I wouldn't exist. But without Australians as well, Mel, I wouldn't exist. Excuse me. Excuse you. I know it's round 18. Are you streaming the Rugby League World Cup? Yes, Rugby Fella. We are streaming all the games of the Rugby League World Cup on the channel. All right, Rugby Fella. I won't be going to a game. I don't think I'll be going to a game. We'll see if I go to a game, but I think I'm going to be streaming them pretty much, legend, because an excuse to have World Cup views at an appropriate time where I'm not ridiculously tired at 2 a.m. in the morning with a little black box and a proper background. Heck yeah. Thank you, legends. I'll take it. You're an exception. I'm like that one statistical phenomenon. I'm told that a lot. We're the statistical phenomenon because by all logic, we shouldn't do as good as we're doing. But we don't care. We go against what people think we should be able to do. South Sydney Rabbitohs past the 30 here. Push through again. If the Socceroos crack prelims, that is history, not for the team, but Australia and as a country, and Polynesia as a country continent. Dang right, Ibby Williams. Dang right. I think that if they make the prelim, I think as a country we need to be heard. I don't care if you find it the most boring sport on earth. Fair enough if you do. I love it. but I can understand finding it boring. But for our country, you back them, and you back them hard, legends. All right, like I don't like that's all I'm going to really say on the matter. Respect to everyone, respect to all the other nations playing. You know, good on them, every single one. Okay, you know, GG to USA, you beat us, you were the better side, but ultimately we're going to win it all. You know, and like you know, who even is Spain? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say we're not good. I mean, we make round of 16, round of 30. We are improving, but we aren't elite, is what I'd say. We are, you know, we aren't elite. I don't think we're even like on our. I don't think we're even quite on US level, but you know, we're improving every generation, in my opinion, on our general team. Cogger here kicks it to Milky on the left here, passes back, Blaze to Luggy for the Panthers. Blaze Talagi for the Penrith Panthers here, legends. We're going to have to wait on the call from the referee. What's he saying? He says no try here. I need to get a word on this. 1 second, legends. Speak to me, mate. Okay, yeah, they're onside, but what's your point? Contest is genuine. Well, I think it's clear what's happening. Thomas Jenkins is an alien because he's levitating there. He's levitating. You're that Aussie I love, so you're not. So you're the exception, legend. I'd say you're the New Zealand exception, but I actually really love New Zealand folks, so I can't even say that. Fair enough, BB Williams. I choose to see it as you know, legends don't compare to legends shouldn't be compared to legends, but ultimately, I do think Messi is the GOAT. I agree, it'd be Williams, and I think that it will be proven. Tulagi's out. Yeah, Blaze Tulagi is out, legends. What a shame. No try for the Panthers. Good evening, TJC. Good evening, Madsen. Apologies to people not interested in the Socceroos, but we need to have a talk about it here. Ultimately, guys, I guess what I should say is that I'm not afraid to support I'm not afraid to support a team that's not doing well. Like, I'm passionate about Australia and everything no matter what. But I will agree. Our rugby league team is a much better team when it comes to winning, but also it's a much different kind of crop. We have the home advantage when it comes to picking the best in that game, unlike with football. Geez, what a way to make a girl feel special. I'm just the best at it, I've been told. The best. I don't think I've ever met someone with my style, Bells. People love being made to feel special, and I'm just so good at it. The Rabbitohs here to Ashton Ward here, and Ashton Ward to clear it in the air. Come on, Rabbit, says Rugby Fella. Come on, Bunny, says Mel's in the chat here as Dylan Edwards takes off. Last time I said Dylan Edwards' name, he flew through to do it all. Watching my Swannies versing the Doggies in the AFL and the Boomers versing Guam in the FIBA qualifiers tonight. Awesome, Madsen. Good luck. Good luck with those games. I hope you enjoy. Exactly, Madsen. It's a very small pool compared to football. That's why you get different things coming out from us. Exactly. It's not really comparable. Ultimately, I think we do well to reach knockout stages with how we are. Yeah, exactly. Mel's put it perfectly. Rugby league is an Australian sport. So, like, if we weren't good at it, it would be concerning. You know, it's kind of like, imagine if England were never making qualifiers and were terrible. Like, they are one of the most popular routes of it. You know, of course, it's not exactly the one main place it started, but like the only place it started. But like, it's a big thing, you know. Like, nations known for it should be good at it. I guess that's my point. Rabbitohs could break away, and oh no, they lose the ball. Picked up by Jenkins. Jenkins on the left. Jenkins runs forward here, and Jenkins will mess it up here. Jenkins pulled out a play here, and that's a bit of a mess there. 6 minutes on the clock to go, legends. Exception is cricket. We all good at that. Yeah, well, it's cricket, legend. It's cricket. That's what I got to say about it. It's cricket. It's cricket. It's just cricket. It's just not cricket, legends. It's just not cricket. And now the South Sydney Rabbitohs run through. Not too far off to the left, over by the 20 here. Do it for Jai, I hear rugby fellas saying in the chat here. Do it for the Jai round. They need to develop more in-house, I guess. I suppose so, EB. Inside Walker there. Nice footy by Souths. New Zealand can't compete in soccer against the world. We have 60 players to choose from. Let's be real. That is true, Mels. That is true. That's just how it is, unfortunately. And another kick in the air here on the 10. Dylan Edwards collects again now. On the 20, finds the pass to To'o. Brian To'o stepping around here, and To'o goes down. I still can't believe Thomas Duncan scored 2 last week against us. Again last week. Yeah, well, we really did have a point in that game where it felt like we almost gave up on properly playing our trained style of footy and just went for throw the ball around and hope. Play a bit from the Panthers. On the 40, a 5th career appearance for Kalani going tonight, and he hopefully won't be going home with a loss. Maybe a win, hopefully. Another double-legged hop here. And Lindsay Smith, has he even had a break yet tonight? Another tackle that he wants to be involved in, legends. Everywhere. Gets on them quickly here, on the edge. Good charge. Keeps flying around here. The Rabbitohs are chasing back up on the pole here. They've hit 40% officially, legends, at the moment. If you haven't dropped your vote yet, consider doing so. And just over to the 10 with Jenkins. We're going set for set here as they step around here. Thomas Jenkins gets the step in here. And the Panthers, they're a real classic at this kind of style of footy. The simple stuff here. They know their jobs. They know their roles. They know how to get it. Is he an ex-Swar going? Did not know that, legend. So that's a really not surprising, but, also surprising because I didn't know kind of fact, Mels. So, yeah, what about passing? Didn't get it around here. Key offload. Felt the defense pressure and took it on himself. Cogger just tries to play it short to Billy Phillips here. Get out the Phillips screwdriver. It's on the 30. Cogger now to turn the cog now. Over to Jenkins on the left here. And the Rabbitohs take it up nicely there. Beautiful take there from the debutant, who unfortunately had his try ruled out earlier. He'll be happy that Kossi scored, but he would have liked to have had that try of his own, I'm sure, legends. Unfortunate for him that it didn't end up happening in that game there tonight. It's fine, though. We will survive. Dane Jennings. Again, up with it. Panthers pass back. It's a bit of a random play here. Cody Walker tackled. What's the ref going to rule? Knock on. The ref's going to rule there, legends. Made their call and the referee disagrees. You know what? I think that's a great thing about having a channel like this too. We have the Mels. We have the Mels of the chat that share some really
unique facts that I wouldn't have otherwise known. Like, I try to, for what I do, to know as much about rugby league as I can and to try and understand different perspectives of the game from different demographics to different club fan base styles and all that, as well as just watching the game itself. But there's some things that will slip by me, and that fact was one of them. So, yeah, Mel just showing another example of why it's good to be so open, why it's good to be open to hearing, hearing facts that you wouldn't have otherwise known. I remember I used to shock people all the time with some of the random players I'd point out played for teams, like there's always one random team for some. Our next 5, Titans, Roosters, Rabbitohs, Bulldogs, and Manly. Good luck, rugby fella. You've got a tough road ahead. I think you can beat Titans and Rabbitohs. I think you beat Titans. The rest are really tough for you. Bulldogs. I think Titans and Bulldogs are the most winnable games there for you. Doesn't mean they're the only games you'll win, but they're the most winnable. But you also aren't guaranteed to win them, okay, at all. With how it's just how it is. Rabbitohs now. Played on the ground. All good, Mels. Just stating facts. Shout out to the 5 of you who have subscribed so far tonight, legends. Really does do a lot. I appreciate it. Every stream, every vlog, we get closer to that 6K dream. 6,000 people. Put that in a room. Would be great. Drags Penrith's defense up to the 30-meter line. Humphreys and South are going to put in another kick here. In and around here, Platty one's grey, Edwards, and oh no. True, it's about, yeah, exactly. Win, lose, you love your team, right? The passion builds from all of it. The first time a player gives you a high five because you've waited out for hours in the back, I think it's stupid. I've just thought about this. Is it not stupid that you've got to pack the scrum to stop the clock? Shouldn't the clock just stop when they're starting the scrum here? But on the 10-meter line, the South Sydney Rabbitohs again here, legends. Walker, the ball singing here, just flips around now. Probably 3 tackles left in the half here. Walker beats the LeBlanc. Now Walker to Gray. He's got it. He's got it. His moment has come. His moment has come, legends. The moment is here. We have witnessed it. Rugby league history. Dane Jennings has a try. Yep, Cup team. His uncle was also famous All Black. A famous All Black. His uncle was the legendary All Black halfway Sid guy. Did not know that. That's really cool, actually. So he's got a full-on history. That's great to hear, actually, that there's that he's it's that he's a name that sometimes you just want to go where everyone knows your name. Well, everyone might know this kid's name after that one. Good job, Sunshine. You get it over. It's all sunshine and lollipops from here, mate. You're just 2 points behind now. What a play. He'll take it for all it's worth there. And the Rabbitohs here, Dane Jennings getting that try on the border. It felt so cruel at the start of the game when he lost it, but he's got it there. And if they had gotten their kick before, they'd be looking at equalising. But now they're just looking at being only 2 points behind at halftime. Legends. And the crowd goes wild in the chat at the moment here. Melsa with the Rabbitohs emojis. Love to see it, legends. Get behind it. Get behind it, all right? Do all you can. I want to see it. I want to see that passion. I want to see you all into it, all right? As into it as you can get. As into it as you can get. That's not a song. I'm just making that up in my head. Okay, but yeah, get into it as much as you can get. TJC making up stuff as he goes along, because who said that he couldn't? Who said that he couldn't? Staying alive, staying alive. And he's got it. 12-10. And that'll take us into halftime here at Combank Stadium, legends. The Penrith Panthers managed to hold on with the 2-point lead. The lead feels good, just tackling hard, says Blaze Talangi. Looking for a bit of luck in the second half. And with that, it's time for the TJC Sports Halftime Show with your host, TJC Sports. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da. The fun time of the stream, the chill point where we get to talk amongst ourselves. Feel free to drop any questions, whether it's rugby league, Australian sport in general related, ref related, doesn't matter. We discuss at halftime all of the stuff that you want to talk about, legends, with rugby league, all right? So have your questions ready and drop them, okay? Also, feel free to just share a fact you know or something. This is the fun point of the stream that we get to have, where we're not just focusing on a game going ahead here. And we've got it. Rugby fella says school. Yeah, okay. I wonder if he's still in. He can tell his mates that I scored a try against the 4-time premiership winning team. Anybody could tell their mates that. I could do it. Nah, you couldn't. It's a special moment there for him. There's a reason kids dream of it, because it's not easy to achieve. He's done a lot to work to get there, and credit to him for it. Genuinely, credit to him for it. It's good to see. Doesn't get much better, actually, than that, legends. Just rolling through. Righto. Yep, sweet. Okay, just had to do a little bit of scrolling here. I wonder too. I don't know if he is, but let's look him. Let's look it up. Or all right, legends. Let's look up our let's look up our boy. Okay, let's look up Dane Jennings. Let's see. By the way, what a round to get your debut right. Playing in the Jai Arrow opening round is an incredible thing. 18 years old. Dane the Plane, 18 years old, legends. New South Wales. Yeah. Going around here. Getting in about it. At 18, he could still be doing education, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's none of our business. Ultimately, he's the plane and he flies through, mate. He's not quite the Hain plane in what Jared was when he played for Para, but when he played for Para at his best. But still all right, still capable of sorts, legend, still willing to get the job done in it, still able to finish it off there and stuff, still able to do all that good stuff. It's all neat, as neat as it gets. Couldn't get neater, actually. I honestly just don't know what was up with some of the earlier decisions. I understand that. Different opinions come at points, but the ref made some opinions that I guess I genuinely question. Fortunately, Cogger let Walker get under his skin and he gave the ref an excuse to do something, and it's unfortunate. But ultimately, the Rabbitohs at halftime, they've scored as many tries. This game is very much level. The Panthers may have that 2-point lead, so still technically, if the game ended in a minute, they would be the winners. But don't be cutting out the Rabbitohs from this one just yet. I think I could see any moment now a try I could see any moment now that try in the second half when that comes about, getting them out there. For me, I would have been more likely to accept a penalty no try if they wanted to go that route. I was just shocked by the sin bin call, but I guess it was off the ball, and that's where the referee went with it, which I can hear, but it's just not. It's not necessarily how I viewed it, but like you can't. I think it's it's a high pressure, high stakes thing, and you can't exactly tell him definitively that like, oh, you shouldn't bin someone for an off the ball effort at someone, right? Let's be honest here, all right? That's just how it is. Parrot also interested in Xavier Willison. I'm starting to think we didn't get Spencer. So looking at some reports online on the side while here, I don't know if anyone heard Parramatta to lose Dylan Walker to Leeds. Ultimately, for me, that's actually not as bad of a move as it looks at first on paper for Para. Dylan Walker wanted 3 years. He's 31. The risk is a bit grey, especially considering that it's not like he hasn't been able to get injured, or that there isn't the risk that he gains an injury. Because, like, I think people don't forget, unless you're a Mitchell Moses or something, that kind of age isn't worth a long-term contract. And even then, with a Moses, you should be hesitant. I don't actually mind the move from the club personally when it was 3 years. If he wanted to go year by year, I would be a little confused why the club didn't go with it, or even a 2 years. But 3 years was just a bit much. NRL fan says, hi NRL fan, welcome to the stream, legend. Good to have you. Good to have you here. You enjoying yourself? You having a fun time? You're partying at your house tonight? I know I am. I'm partying. I want to party. I want to dance and live my life. For those of you wondering, how did this half go, by the way, legends? I've got you covered because your boy TJC is not afraid to give you the goss, the updates on how that game has performed so far. In the opening 2 minutes, I was rambling on about Tedesco versus Edwards for the Blues fullback spot from my Maroons perspective. And then Dylan Edwards ran away with 40 meters off of an offload and scored a try. Following that, Liam Henry had a forward pass handed to him where he went over for a try. I think that's the biggest controversial part at the moment. They're up by 2 from a forward pass try. But forward pass to Liam Henry. Liam Henry went on over. Moving on to the 24th minute, finally, Edward Cossey and the Rabbitohs decided to lock in. Cossey flying on through for them before Dane Jennings gave himself a bit of revenge for losing his try early on in the game. That would have been the second try of the game, to score in the 39th minute, right on the cusp of halftime, and give themselves something to look forward to. Momentum on their side here as they wait for the second half, legends. One thing we notably talk about is you need to be completing at over 60 to 70% to be able to win a game. At the moment, Rabbitohs actually have a higher completion rate, which shows you how unlucky they've been a little bit, with 80%. It's only 2% more than the Panthers, 78%, but it is worth noting in this game here. Also, with time possession, Rabbitohs have had over 3 minutes, though. So you got to argue that they also didn't use that time as well as the other side did. And then in terms of actual possession, 45 to 55%, that 10% difference really did make the difference. Hasn't really made the difference yet for the Rabbitohs in this one. They're going to hope for it to make the difference, legends. Give me a shout in one of our vids. Yeah, mate. Sure, legend. Sure. I can say something at some point, but yeah, I can say something at some point, of course. Maybe I'll drop a few of your commenters into it if you have a really para-esque or the opponent I'm playing kind of comment. Actually, the Rabbitohs should be leading at halftime. They should be leading at halftime, but they're not because of outside circumstances, unfortunately. Rugby Fella says, my team is sitting in 7th in the Super League. Lay Leopards is my team in the Super League. Yeah, nice stuff, mate. Well, 7th's better than where the Storm are, I'm pretty sure, right? So you'll take it. 7th's not too bad whatsoever. You could do a lot worse than 7th place, I'm sure, legend, right? One thing the Panthers have done a lot of in the first half is offloading, actually, with a whopping 7 offloads. If they continue that into the second half, they're going to see some big numbers in that right now. Not as many passes, though. So it's like the offloads have kind of been where the passings come from. They've run into the line and then offloaded. W the Panthers, though, because they did an arrow. Yeah, well, every team's going to do an arrow. But yeah, W the Panthers 100%. Either way, I'm happy. Either way, I'm happy too. I don't mind who wins this game tonight. I've always stood by that. And I mean that right now, legends. Genuinely. I don't mind who wins this game here in this one right now. It could be the Panthers. It can be the Rabbitohs. I'd prefer it to be the Rabbitohs, but ultimately, either way, I just want a good game. And we've had a good game so far. It's been a solid performance. I think it's been a bit all over the place, but it's been an overall solid. Either way, I'm quite happy. Of course, you can get a shout out. I feel like, results, it's a touchy thing. Results are important. Of course, they're important, legends. There's no doubt they're important. If you don't think results are important, then what are you doing? They're what they work for. It's the point of a team, right? You play for those results. You get up for it. But ultimately, it's not the only thing that being a fan's about. I think getting the results is what you want, right? But the place, the vibe of the club, the personality, the passion, I guess the colors a little, the where you're from, your heritage, like everything plays a factor in what you love, in my opinion. At least for me, that's how I roll. Everything I'm involved in is what I love, is what I'm passionate about. That's just how it is. I couldn't support something and not be personally attached the way I'm personally attached. Some people could be, but I just can't. It's just not in my. It's not in my DNA, I guess. Mel says, "I'm so just talking about Artie and Ozzy asking about Dad be back soon." That's fine, Mel. That's fine. I hope that he's going amazing. I hope he's doing so well that he's doing a backflip contest with Josh Adokar. All right. I hope they're both going together. Maybe Josh Curran's there judging it since you're a fan. At halftime, 35 votes on the poll, legends here. 51% of you have gone with the Panthers, and ultimately that has been correct so far, let's be honest. But the 43% of you that have tipped the Rabbitohs should not be given up yet at all, actually. The game is still very much on the line for it here. The second half should be kicking off very, very soon, legends. We're just waiting on the call here from them for it to come about. And we'll get up for it, legends. We'll be as hyped as it can be. I don't think we could be more hyped, actually. I don't think I could ever be more hyped than that for it, legends. I'm over the moon. Over the moon. Penrith Panthers waiting to come out onto the field here for the second half of our footy, legends. Salmon with 18 points. We are 2 points away from the top 6 at the moment. The Lay Leopards. Well, then hopefully the Lay Leopards keep performing well for you, legends. And now it's time, legends. Goodbye to the TJC Sports Halftime Show. Hello to the second half, legend. We've got a busy day of streaming tomorrow, but before that, we got to deal with 40 more minutes of this class game. Let's hope that the Penrith Panthers and the Rabbitohs put it to another degree for the final bit of it. Hey, legends? Hopefully, we have a real lock-in with this one. I hope so, personally. Is it going to be Jack Cole? Is it going to be Cossie? Is it going to be another one for the young debutant, the 18-year-old in the corner? We'll have to wait and see. All I know is that we're going to have to get a winner, and somebody's going to have to be the one to pull the trigger on it. Rabbitohs, Panthers, 3, 2, 1. Kickoff is underway. Second half. And the Panthers win it over to the 10 here. Here we go. Going. Follows around here. Kolomatangi just getting him down here. A lot on the line in the second half here. Panthers around here. Shove him down on the ground. Getting past the 20. Lindsay Smith. Zooming after that halftime break. He needed it. He needed that. As we go to Billy Phillips. And Billy Phillips just does a tuck and roll there, but he's not on fire yet. That would probably go as an award to Lindsay Smith or something at the moment. Lussick kicks it down the stream here, over to the right, and on the 20 here, effortlessly caught by Cossey here, who will just run into the line now, the former New Zealand Warrior, and go down. Let's go second half, says Rugby Fella in the chat here. Let's go, mate, second half. And Bobbling playing the ball here in the Rabbitohs. Tick, tick, tick. Tick, 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 buddies. Don't be making mistakes like that. Don't be making mistakes like that. I'd argue that... Are they arguing there was a penalty? Is there a penalty for Cogger? Is it a late call for the penalty on Cogger? Well, there's certainly contact with the extended leg, but that's a bold call, if that's the call they've made. Well, got Herbie as my cap and my vice captain's Cody Nicarima. Well, then hopefully Dolphins have a good game at the final game versus the Knights this round. Zooming into Edwards. And then Cogger, Sorensen on the left-hand side, held 25 out. Round to the right here. New Zealand International. Kalani going now. Oh! Lindsay Smith, there he is. Folded. Liam LeBlanc says, hello, sunshine. You're going down into my courtroom now. Cogger for Cole. Billy Phillips. Squashed him like a grape, you might say. Leron Patea inside the 10. Edwards. Alamotti. Back around here, plenty of cover here. Edwards inside, kicks low, and they're going to have to clear it here. Brilliant hit from Kolomatangi. Yep, he's not undefeated at Penrith now. All the Panthers players have lost a game, Rugby Fella. Yep, exactly. All of them have lost a game. He was undefeated for a decent time, though. Unfortunately, that changed eventually. Edwards, who's got it? It's a bit of hot potato here. And it ends up in the hands of Brian Toto. Now Phillips. Liam LeBlanc, the hitman. Over by the 10 here, getting that tackle going. Lussick to Lindsay Smith here. Lindsay Smith just shifts in now. Lindsay Smith locks into the ground now. Moving on with the tackler here. Patea couldn't crack his way through. Really rate Liron Patea. Lussick swings it back, goes to Cogger. Takes in the direction, and he does a right here. Brilliant! What a talent there. The plane nearly through the line there. And look at this. They're powering their way up the field, legends. And he wanted to go 100 with that one there, didn't he? Another silly error coming out of trouble here. And that is an example of Dane the Plane in action, legends, the way that he took that ball there in the air. They work so hard to get to this level. Keep on shoving forward now. A real arm wrestle here. Going lots of plays here. Lots of moments in this Friday night footy here. Edwards takes them on the 10 here. Honestly, Toto's probably a little bit frustrated. He's not really gotten the ball at all tonight so far. Accelerates from a good start here. Lussick has a go at it. No joy for Penrith. Good result by South here, and they'll just kick it in the air here. Jennings versus Jenkins. They went back. So the call is as it hits the ground, he knocked it in goal. They all want a challenge. Fafita said they're going to review it. He said they're not going to review it, the referee. And then they go challenge, and they challenge. There you go. I find that they're going to review it. Then challenge. Then challenge. And here we go. South Sydney. Yeah, he has taken that cleanly. He has taken that cleanly. I don't think there's any bobble. I think it's a clean take. I think that's possession of the ball. And I think Dane Plain hasn't lost an air. He hasn't lost an air battle against Jenkins tonight, by the way. He's actually caught that in goal. Yeah. Yeah, challenge is successful. He did the right thing. Good stuff. He knows his stuff. He knows what he's done, whether it's wrong or right. And there we go. 20-meter tap now. 20-meter. And the Rabbitohs forward now. Now over to the right here with Aitken. You and Aitken, whatever you do, don't be hitting in too hard. What a player. Patia. And I think we might have a special talent with Dane Plain right now, legends. Colomatuggy. Fafita. Fafita on his way through here. Flopping up and down now. 6 to go now, Fafita. Oh, goodness me. They keep working this south and they'll help with a set restart here. Rabbitohs, 6 again. The first tackle, Walker to Gray. Plays it short to White here. Happy to spirit and wrap him up. And terrible error here. The Panthers will keep attacking. Now to Alamotti. To'o with the speed through the right here. Goes shifting back through the middle here. And he takes the tackle there on the 40 now. Penrith Panthers flying high here. They keep on pushing. We are yet to get a try in the second half so far. Just hits the arm here while trying to catch the ball. Was a bit poor from the Rabbitohs. Edwards with another evasive run. It's been a long time since the Panthers have gotten points in this game. Well, they haven't handled their right attacking correctly, and their left has been covered by the Rabbitohs. So, plays out to Jack Cole here. I think they're going to have to show a bit of footy IQ and play something a bit smarter towards the right, personally. But who am I to say? I'm not the premiership winner. Another high ball here. Jenkins, another contest. Oh, who am I to say? Who am I to judge? Who am I to write the script? that these boys keep on riding for themselves. Milky Way Jenkins has just ripped a hole in the fabric of the Milky Way, legends. He's a star cogger with the kick. And this is what we are talking about with the impact these boys have. Gets it over, and Jenkins just bends himself over to that left edge there. Beautiful take, beautiful play. And now, there you have it. That's amazing. Thomas Jenkins with the try here. And the Penrith Panthers will put themselves further into the lead here. Even if they miss the kick, it's a converted try. 100% Wade's impressed with Dane. I still wouldn't be dropping Johnson, but Dane is definitely might be one of the go-to. I think he's the go-to when Alex Johnston goes to PNG. Oh, sorry, but that's just absolutely brilliant. That's just absolutely brilliant. 16-10. The most tries in a season, 38, set by immortal Dane Brown. There you go, legends. Everybody talks about Alex Johnston's the all-time try scorer. Is it the age of skinny, fast, get the job done wingers? And they've got the kick here. It's 18-10 now. Oh, yes, says Rugby Fella. Here we go, legends. Here we go. Superstardom. The game is back to interesting. Let's go. Course, legends. We do have you all know it. We've got free streams tomorrow as well to look forward to. Can't wait to get those going with you. We've got the girls stream at 12:45, I think it is. We'll do it. We'll go live at about 12:40. Hopefully, we'll have the two boys games at 5:30, and of course the 7:50, I think it is, games. And yeah, and then of course we won't be able to do Sunday because I'll be at the Para game, but you'll have a great vlog for that. That'll hopefully come out at a normal time, unlike the last couple of vlogs. Apologies for that, legends. It has been a stressful last few weeks that have been out of my control. Unfortunately, sometimes situations occur that you had nothing to do with that impacts. How many bloody Jennings are there? Damn. E.B. Williams? Mate, I don't think you even seen 10% of how many Jennings are going to come. Blaze Talangi again here. Low kick through here. Tries to get in behind here. Doesn't work out. I wouldn't be shocked if Dane's a direct replacement for Johnston when Johnston... At this rate, if this is a sign of his ability, if he's a direct replacement when Johnston's gone. Oh, another play there. Dane fending them off here. He's so special right now. Seawald. They've got Trell Seawald as well. That's another one that deserves credit. Now to the left with Kossi. Gray, back around here. Walker now. Cody Walker. And he'll go in here to the 40 now. Down he goes. Behind the 40. They'll kick it in the air. And Edwards will just take it. Michael Robert, another brother. I'm pretty sure there's a sister down there. Are you kidding me? Oh, there's more Roberts to come. There's more Roberts to come, unfortunately, EB. You're stuck with Roberts till the end of time. It's kind of like when we had that Hopewadi problem. When we had the Hopewadi problem for a long time. Yeah, it's like that. We're going to have a long problem with this. Long problem. Through the middle here. Fancy their chances. There's some space. They'll end this set with a kick here. Scott Sorensen comes back with Panthers. Background, Lindsay Smith finds the pass again here. Oh! The 18-year-old again. The plane. With another great try-saving tackle. How is he doing this? Also, Also, yeah, you got to shout out Penatani. That's another one who, before his hammy, like, he looked great. The Rabbitohs have a great backline future. They won't be able to keep them all, but, like, it's clear that they've developed well for when Johnston's gone, and I love to see that. Credit to them where it's due in that one. And I think Jai Gray might be hoping for a bit of bunker intervention here, legends. The Cheese waiting to come back on. Also coming onto the field for the Rabbitohs off the bench here. I don't think he's come on tonight, unlike Brandon Smith. It's John Riddell. He scored in his debut versus the Broncos a few weeks ago. Cossey now pushes forward here. Tyler, Rabbitohs beat Eels last week. They did. They beat Eels last week. Liam, it was a tough go for us, but we keep on pushing. I know that broke a lot of Eels fans. I've felt worse, but I feel like no fan is wrong for feeling hurt, like, with performances. I think that we're human and that, it shows that we care. Rabbitohs. Comfortable capture at the back here to Edwards. Dylan Edwards running past 200 running meters here. 26.5 minutes left on the clock right now. Titus to get Tela Pereira, the fullback for Queensland United. Some NRL minute on the wing sooner rather than later. Agreed. Agreed. You think so, legend? Well, then I agree. I mean, I think that the Titans are the kind of team that can afford to be doing that. I feel like at this point, develop a system. Like, just when they're ready, get them in. Give them a bit of experience. You build that dynasty of players who want to play for your team, right? Because the Gold Coast, look, I'm not a Titans fan. I don't know as much. You'd have to go to Blaze, BCAR Sports. Shout out to him. But for me, the Gold Coast Titans are a team where they've struggled with having players who are only there for the check and don't really care about winning or want to win for themselves and don't really care about particularly winning for the Gold Coast people. So that's unfortunate, but that's the truth. I feel like with them personally, that's my perception of the Titans. I feel like they kind of need that they're slowly starting to finally develop players that want to play for Titans, and that's good to see. Unfortunate there from the debutant, his first proper error of the night, legends, where we have to learn that he's not perfect. By the way, I would like to point out, I know that Wayne Bennett and the Buddies are behind, legends. I know that. I'm not going to pretend that that's not the case in this game tonight, legends. I think I'd be silly to say it isn't. But what I'd also be silly not to talk about is that Wayne Bennett is in the top 3 for the best records against Ivan Cleary, with a 55.2% win record across all his 29 meetings against Ivan. For those of you curious who the 2 best are, it's Michael Maguire with 56.2, and to be fair, take this with a grain of salt because this is before the Penrith dynasty. It's Neil Henry with 61.5% in 13 meetings versus Ivan. Yeah. Shout out to Random Stat Guy for that one. Rabbitohs. Over to the right here. South Sydney keep on pushing here. Over to the halfway. Billy Slater could coach the Melbourne Storm. Absolutely he could, and I wouldn't be shocked with the news that he's not going to renew for Queensland, at least not on contract. Now on the 40 here. Smith with the service here, and the Rabbitohs to kick it in the air. It's elevated here for Edwards, and Dylan Edwards collects it. Down Edwards goes. Not quite at 40 votes yet on the poll. 39. The Buddies still trailing on the poll, but I expect that to change if the Bunnies score next. Toto just stepping around here. Finds the pass around here. It's 6 again for the Penrith Panthers again. Yeah, 6 again. Liam Henry gets around them here now. Billy Scott is on the ground now. Over by the halfway here. That long pass there, getting in it. Oh, that's definitely a penalty. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Mel. Was that Mel? No, Mel's not playing for them anymore. Oh, I'm washed. I'm washed as a streamer. Totola, I mean. Totola. Just got back on the field here. I'd say penalty on reports. Actually, there are some angles that make it look better, but like ultimately for me, that initial shockwave I saw in the live play was enough for me. Penalty all the way. On the 30 now, and the Panthers Henry stepping forward here. Being credit Beliak never lost a round one since joining Melbourne. Well, it's expected, most likely, rugby fella. He's come close a few times, but he's just managed to get out of it, hasn't he? In 2004, luckily we have a bye, and then round 2 we lost to Newcastle. Round 2, Newcastle ruined it. Now to the left here, almost round. Technically, you lost your first game of the season, but you didn't lose round 1, so you kind of avoided it. Lucky days there. Cogger. Edwards. Here we go, Dylan Edwards. Edwards through the middle. Edwards held out. Cogger. Flies it round. There's a big gap on the edge here for Jenkins. He couldn't get there. Or did he? He did! He did get there! Freak watch! Oh my God! Thomas Jenkins! You are not a real human! Thomas Jenkins! He is not real! Knock on. Sir, he's real. Never mind. He's a human being. Knock on, sir. Blow the whistle. We gotta be honest here. Bunker, you need to get on this one. You gotta get on this one, Bunker. He knocks it on. There is no fingers on that. Don't you dare say he grounded it with his pinky. I know what you're thinking. Don't you dare tell me he grounded that with his pinky. They're going to give it. I think that's going to stand. But we have an angle that shows that it was not, that says knocked on. I think he might go up. Well, surely. Yeah, there's yeah. For me, there is loss of possession. For me, there is a release, but It's tight. So try is the call. And that's one of the rare moments where the Milky Bar has gone up to the bunker, a try, a no try, where it's gone up to the bunker to question the try, and they've said it's a try. For me, look, actually, by modern rules, it's a try, because Kelmer's try was a try, and so was there was another one before Kelm that they kept. I think it was Moses Leo's try for the Storm. So I suppose by the consistency they're keeping it to try, but it is very tight. And if I was the Rabbitohs fans, I would be very unhappy with that call there. Very unhappy. Like, ridiculously unhappy, actually, legends. And he wasn't sure where the lead runner went in that one. Caught the ball inside the lead runner. I think if Cooper Pye doesn't get wrapped up by the husband of his bet you anybody, he would be going to PNG. Mark my words, he should. He should go to PNG if he leaves Titans. Otherwise, stay loyal to Titans, bro. In 2004, luckily, bye. That means Jerry will head to Vegas 2 times in a row. Honestly, I don't think he'll be complaining about that. No issues. 24-10. Dancing. For the Dogs and the Storm. Yeah, he will be. He will be doing that. Don't think he's the first player to do that, is he? I don't think so. Pretty sure I know another player that's done that, surely. Did you know Nathan Cleary has never won State of Origin decider at Suncorp Stadium? Yes, Liam, and it's one of the many reasons why Cleary is one of the greatest club halfbacks ever in our game, arguably the greatest, but State, I do not believe that he is the greatest. Cody Walker is the oldest player in the game, yet he acts like a teenager. E.B. Williams, couldn't agree more. He lets his emotions get to him way too much. Not that he'd care what I say. Jennings is more mature than him, and he's only game for tonight. Cody should do leadership duties. For me personally, clearly the squad respects Cody, but I do think that Cody really, as much as he bleeds for it, should be taking a pause sometimes with the way that he carries himself. Isako will get a treat round 1. Yeah, Isako, that's another treat. Good old Jermaine. He's like, fine, if Dolphins can't go to Vegas, then I'll just leave Dolphins and get to Vegas myself. That's what he does. And boom. Job done. Rabbitohs now. Over to the right here. And honestly, I feel like as we enter the final 19 minutes of the second half here, that this is that it's a tough ask for the Rabbitohs, but it's not impossible. It's just really tough. Jackie Boy receives a great tackle from Blaze Tulagi. And now Edwards with the ball here. And chasing down in one line, South Sydney. Goes through the line now, To'o. It'll go out on that wing. Another tough carry for Paul Alamotti. Moses Leota. Lindsay Smith. Back around here again. Salvador and Kearley. Oh, let's be honest. There's a lot to talk about with rugby league in the next few streams, isn't there? A lot to talk about. You can't exactly summarize it all. Amarillo for Tigers. Oh, Jake Amarillo. Amarillo. They're both gone. Yeah, screw it. We want to get to Vegas. That's what they're both done. They're both done. Get out of here. And now the Rabbitohs Over to the left here. Sewell can't find the pass. Dropped on the 30. Get up for it here, and it's a number 5 tackle play here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs once again, legends. Bit of repeat of sets a couple times for them. Siegwalt passes back. Cody Walker. Cody under the score. He's got it under the green. There'll be no questions. Just friendly running for tries under the green. And Cody Walker. Walker's on, legends. Walker's on. What is that? 3 tries in his last 2 games. Cody Walker, set for set, play for play. And we were just talking about him, weren't we? Speak of the devil in Myrtle and Red. And it's 14 now to 24 with a kick to come here. And we did say it'll take some big plays for them to be able to come back. Those are the big plays we were talking about there. Massive play there. And at it they go here. Here we come. Deserve a try at it. They deserve a try anyway. They do. They've fought hard for it. But the Panthers ultimately still on top for a reason in this one at the moment. And I don't think you can really say too much about this one. That's incredible stuff. Cody Walker, legends. Oh, no. Hey, welcome back to the stream, Bells. Dogs vs. Bears. It's a bit risky. We're having 2 Super League this time around. I honestly think that EB Williams, that would be the fairest way to go, though. I think they'll go with 2 NRL teams getting it a second time, but I agree. I actually think that while that is risky, that's probably the best way to go for Vegas, legend. Probably. Oh, no, they're offside. The players were offside, legends. Oh, no. Cody Walker. Walker, you sat us down just to get us to stand back up, mate. What are you doing? I agree with the call, but goodness me, no try. And that's 2 things that haven't gone Buddy's way. Whether they were onside there or not, and also the Thomas Jenkins grounding before, as well as their first try that was disallowed. They've had a couple really big things go against them, haven't they? And now the Panthers to the left here. Now Leota. Moses Leota. Now to the left. Cogger brings Sorensen back against the edge. He's one-on-one stolen it, Jai Gray. One-on-one steal. Where'd that come from? Where did that come from? Nah. Don't say it's over till it's over, rugby fella. 16 minutes, 14 points. It's not undoable. It's not undoable, 14 points in 16 minutes. Rabbitohs over to the edge. To'o. Brian To'o now. To'o collects off the intercept here. Player the ball. Seagull playing just in the nick of time here. How much longer can they hold out here? Sorensen locks it up. They're right on the doorstep. Brandon Smith, he's trying to steal the ball now. Leota couldn't crash forward there, but a good play. Now Cogger, early ball for Alamotti. Probably should have passed that one again, but Cogger with the old school wraparound. Now Lindsay Smith. It's 4th tackle here. It's been good recovery from South. I think that was touched off Talis Duncan's hand, and it's a full set. Oh, no. And Blaze Talagi will take the tackle there. Tyler, could Moses Leota come to para? He could, legend. I don't think he will, but he could. 100% he could. Scott, beautiful pass. If you had to tell me, as much as I know it's a ridiculous dream, if you had to tell me what siding would you have for para? Herbie Farnworth's my go-to. On the way back to Luggy, he's going to use his footwork here. Wants to go and play it fast here. Scott. Lindsay Smith. Panthers not taking them on too much with these sets here. And Sorensen with the mistake here, but the referee's going to blow for a penalty. High tackle. That's really harsh. To call that a high tackle is really harsh, the way he grabbed the shoulder and not the neck at all. Really harsh. No kick at goal. They lead by 14 right now. They want another. For me personally, that's just a good tackle where the player loses it. Defending for the game here. A lot of forwards trying to bat their way through the line here. It bounces for Billy Phillips. And yes, son! Panthers score again! The fears for the Rabbitohs were in full demand here. It's 28-10 with a kick to come here. Surely we're about to see them concede 30. And the Panthers are running riot in this second half now. The Rabbitohs, well, it would be one of the great moments for them to be able to get back into it from this point onwards. Billy Phillips, I think, may have just broken their hearts permanently in this one here tonight, legends. But what a game it has been, and what a try. All over them. The plays to make the Kings fall over from being slain. Incredible stuff all around the board. Loved every second of it, legends. And Billy Phillips. Billy Phillips with a brilliant play there. Just was doing something on the side, legends. There you go. And it looks like the 57% of you correct. 5-7. Gonna be getting what you wanted tonight. Your lollies have been produced. Your lollies have been produced. And the question is, do the Rabbitohs keep playing, or are we going to see this peter on and carry us with a few more points for Panthers in the near future? Because that's my concern at the moment. Unfortunately for Wayne Bennett, his great record versus Ivan not being demonstrated in this game tonight. Ivan Cleary seemed like he had a little bit of a grin on his face there. A solid kicker. He's got 100% tonight, 4 out of 4, 85% in his career kicking rate. And he's got it over here again, legends. 5 out of 5 for Polo Amotti. Everything 6 points for them. You don't get 2, you don't get 4, you get 6, and that's about it. You get 6, and that's about it. That's right, legends. You get 6, you get 6, and you get 6, and you get 6. Everybody gets 6. Nobody doesn't get 6. I don't. I get 6. Okay, I'm gonna have a ton of 6s. Let's go. Going to make the impression here in the short kickoff. Well, it doesn't even come close to making 10 meters here. And the referee says it's time to play the ball. Play the ball, sir. Play the ball. Play the ball. Where's the play of the ball? I want the play of the ball. Give me the play of the ball. Sound like an old-time commentator here. Ha-ha. Hello. Greetings, gents, and welcome back to another episode. How are you doing? Yeah, sure, Penrith. Combank is our home Penrith fans saying, I bet. It's not. It's Parramatta's to begin with. It'll always be Parramatta's home because what station do you get off to get to it? Where is it located? What is the name of literally everywhere around it? Parramatta. It'll always be Parramatta, therefore it's Paras. Now to the left, that sizzling movement here. Jenkins, and he's got the hat trick. It's effortless. It's absolutely effortless. Oh my God. Okay. Get the crowd. Get the crowd. I don't have a crowd. I'll use this Jai Arrow card. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stay on my head, crowd. Ah. The Panthers. And now it's about how many can they get. Another 4-pointer for Thomas Milky Way Jenkins. And he doesn't have two, despite what his shirt says on the back. It's deceiving, just like his style of play. And he gets the 3 of his own here. Can he get a 4-peat of his own, potentially? The crowd goes wild watching him play. And I honestly don't think there's a way to say that Jenkins isn't having an unbelievable year. If you don't think Jenkins is on fire, then I don't think you're watching the games. Loving these arrows. It's the smart thing. It's just what they're all doing, Legend. They're all doing the arrow, and I love to see it. The more arrows, the better. 25 tries. Do you think he can reach the 1935 record set with 38 by Dave Brown? Ray Preston is in second with 34. Alex Johnston got 30 in 21 and 22. I think that genuinely we can see a world where Jenkins can do it, but I think that he's going to have a couple more blowouts of hat tricks, but absolutely we can see a world where he does it. The arrows have been a real highlight of tonight. I love that we have seen them every try because logically, why wouldn't you, right? It's a much more motivating thing than the betting thing. Course Legends, you don't want to miss one of the pinnacles of streaming on the channel every year. In 5 days, we are live for the decider between the Maroons and the Bluesers. If you want a bit of a recap of the games, make sure to check out our first stream for Game 1 and check out our vlog for Game 2, Legends, that we released on the channel. Both top pieces of quality content for State of Origin. Game 3 is going to be absolutely legendary. Moses Leota takes it past the 20 here. A century of points in the last 2 games at CommBank Stadium, Legends. 104 points in their last 2 innings at CommBank Stadium. Back around to the middle, over to the 40. Edwards. Alamotti. Phillips again here. A vast improvement. Who are we to see Queensland? Of course we're Queensland. Upper Queensland. Oh, Edwards this time. Backhand touched by the Rabbitohs. Play on. Why? Why would you kick on tackle 0? That's insane. But the Rabbitohs get the ball back. Lucky days. Oh my God. That shows you how cocky they're getting. And now they give away a penalty here. 6 minutes. Actually, 7 minutes. 6 minutes and 35 seconds. 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare. Bucker. Past the halfway. Going around. Brandon Smith. Cody Walker. Background on the ground here. Honestly, I can't wait for when Hello World opens and the Panthers aren't playing at CommBank. It feels so wrong watching CommBank games like this. I feel like I've streamed too many CommBank games because of Panthers' little movement here. And Brandon Smith here, he cheesed the Parramatta Eels last week. Failed to shine as much tonight. And they just get over to the 20 now. And Aitken can tackle 20 away. Kolomatagi. Oh! Folded. And that might be a penalty. Jack Cogger. Tallis came in flying. Tallis, Duncan, and Alamonte, they've been going at it all night. Cogger could be going for an early shower. He chins him bad there. Panthers are playing rookie mode, I swear. I think they are. That's the only explanation I can think of right now that they're playing rookie mode. The only logical answer. Yeah, I'm reporting the bin. There you go. See you, Cogger. Bye-bye, buddy. Bye-bye. See you later. Good game from you. 5 minutes and 1 second. Don't forget to carry the one, as they always say, left in this game to go. And in another life, they don't kick it. It could be 40 points for the Panthers. Honestly, Rabbitohs will feel really let down by this game, in all honesty. Whether they get a try here or not. Brandon Smith. It was 12 points to 10 at one point. Penrith in the lead at halftime, legends. It's blown out big time since then. Totola. And they've just been too good. They've grounded South Sydney. Grinded them into the ground. Kolomatagi. He'd take a try. An offload for Brandon Smith and a knock-on. Double knock-on. Penalty to South though. Contact on the ball, knock-on. Yeah, no, because those are great moves for your team, rugby fella. Of course you're happy as a Storm fan that you've gotten those. Can't help but feel like Para's going to move big eventually. May already have. Humphreys. Cody Walker. Shut it out through, and Latrell Sewell for the Rabbitohs puts the bow and arrow on himself here. South's getting those late penalties to even it up. And it's 36-14 now. But that 14 didn't come soon enough, unfortunately, for them here. Latrell Sewell, though, gets the try. And the Buddies proving that they're playing till the end with this one, legends? Very much proving so here. Another day where Sewell keeps showing his pride for the South Sydney jersey here. You love to see it. You just love to see that on the board. Yeah, on Sunday. We will, Liam. We will. We will smash them on Sunday. 100%. Get into it, Liam. The Rabbitohs just, oof. You know, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but I almost go, where was that when they were 2 points behind, right? Where was it? Because unfortunately, it just wasn't with them, and that's how the game goes. Sometimes you can't get too upset, but I'm sure the Rabbitohs will be disappointed with that one. By Cody Walker standards, I think he's been surprisingly calm tonight. Actually, even with the bidding, that wasn't really a bin. It wasn't even a pen. It wasn't a bin. It wasn't a bin. It wasn't a bin. Like, I stand by that much. For anybody wondering, by the way, legends, we are live tomorrow. We start off with the NRLW legends. That's right. We open up with the NRLW. We have the Titans versus the Roosters, 12:45. We'll be live at 12:40 for that one. And then we have the men's games legends, which are live at 5:30 p.m. We'll probably be close at like 5:25 to 5:30-ish legends. I'm not going to lie. We might have to join at kickoff, but point is that we'll be live for that one, Dragons and Tigers, and then we'll be live at 7:35 for the Broncos and the Sharks. I look forward to see you guys there for all of those streams tomorrow, legends. It's going to be free legendary streams on the channel. Hope you all enjoy. The Rabbitohs past the 40. Get into it, and down they go. I'll do my best, legend. I'll do my best. I know why it's called NRLW, because the W means W. That is totally the reason, rugby fella, because it's a big W. That's all it is. It's a W, a legendary W in sport, and it's going to be a class game between the Roosters and the Titans. You're going to see great players such as Jamie Chapman and Isabel Kelly take each other on in the arena. Also, Olivia Koenig, who, for people who don't know, is essentially the bloody Payne Haas of that league when it comes to her quality, you know. Kick low, dry grey, Cossie around here, Toto, pass back. They don't go out here. As well as many more legends quality players. We just won't be able to name them all because we need to be getting into discussions about them when we're live tomorrow, legends. 1 minute and 19 seconds. We have a captain's challenge, legends. See ya, rugby fella. Brian Toto takes clean possession. He's nowhere near the touchline. That's the correct call. Good job. Yep, challenge successful from the Panthers. Bravo. Bravo, Penrith. Outplaying again. Toto still giving them death stares here. A number one into it. Watching the bunker, watching the linesman. Brian Toto's going, mate. He's giving him that look like, you dare say that I was wrong? You dare say that I went out of play? No. I never went out of play, you muppet. Never. And now Tallis Duncan or Shop. And there's Jenkins. Edwards now around here into the final minutes of the game, legends. An utterly professional performance here from them. The Panthers with another huge kick in the air now. Now Jennings. Dane Jennings around here. Powerful run again. So the Panthers will snap a bounce back win after the Cowboys game. Walker Toto there gets it going. We're playing a bit of football. Oh, Jai Gray! Jai Gray! Oh! Footy! Football! World Cup! World Cup! World Cup! Cup! World Cup! World Cup! Get him in the Socceroos! Make him sign whatever contract he wants! I'll pay it out of my own salary! Jai Gray! Messi! I'm sorry to tell you this, there's a new short man in town! Jai Gray flies through! He must have kicked... what was that? It was like 40 meters. He kicked it? Two. Oh my God. You can tell that he's played football. You can tell he's played football. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. That is absolutely outstanding. No! 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 Bad! Bad ref! If you disallow this rep, I swear, that was one of the greats. You took away my Damien Cook try, and you're going to take away this one, aren't you? What about the try? You've wasted one of the moments of the century. And for what? For what? The game was over. No! That's a bitter end to this game, legends. A bitter end. A bitter end. But at full time, legends, the Panthers have won it 36-14. Melky Jennings, Kayo, who was in the bin now, and more, making the difference in this game today. Lindsay Smith really stepped up to the plate for it here. I think that Dane Robertson's going to be talked about for a while, the Dane plane. Something special there coming up with him. Truly looking unique. Cody Walker's involvement in the play before, George. So unfortunate. If you enjoyed Legends, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as we chase 6K. Appreciate every single one of you. We're in for a long day of streaming tomorrow, so don't miss out on it, Legends. We open up with our one NRLW game that we've got left to be able to do for round one of the girls before we do the two men's games as well. Appreciate you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go, Legends. Congratulations to the Panthers. They were just too much tonight for the South Sydney Rabbitohs.